Hello and thanks for joining us on Nationwide today on the network service of the NTA. I'm Elizabeth Omori. We are reaching you live from Abuja. Let's begin with the assurance of the federal government that the country is not under whatsoever kind of threat to lose any of its assets as been interpreted by the media. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed made this clarification at a media briefing in Abuja. Anthony Forson has details.
Accompanied by his counterpart from Justice, Abubakar Malami, and that of Finance, Budget and Planning, Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, along with the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele. Lai Mohammed narrated the history of a contract between the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and a foreign firm, Process and Industrial Development, which has led to a UK court authorizing the seizure of a $9.6 billion assets belonging to Nigeria. The minister explained that in 2010, a 20-year gas supply processing agreement was entered into with P&ID, which the company never performed as agreed. The minister further explained that the contract, having suffered a setback, went to the arbitration court, where Nigeria was said to have breached the contract.
After the arbitration award in 2017, Nigeria made several attempts to negotiate the award and resolve the whole issue amicably with P&ID, but to no avail, which eventually led to the enforcement proceedings instituted simultaneously by the company in both the US and the UK.
While Nigeria has recorded some measure of success in the case in US, it became clear that the ruling in favor of P&ID were clearly unreasonable and manifestly excessive and exorbitant.
We want to place on record that the federal government views with serious concerns the underhanded manner in which the contract was negotiated and signed. Despite the recent recognition of the award by a UK court, and contrary to some reports, Nigeria is not, and I repeat, is not about to lose any of its assets to P&ID. There is no imminent threat to Nigeria's assets.
On their part, the Minister of Justice and that of Finance and Budget Planning, as well as the CBN Governor, called on Nigerians to remain resolute as the federal government is determined to protect the citizens' common inheritance.
So when you conceived, sign and execute a contract for the supply of gas products without involving IOCs, NPDC, and NNPC as a party to that agreement, you know very well that there are a lot of questions to answer arising from the execution of that agreement.
For us in the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, we take comfort from the efforts that so far have been put in place by the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice to ensure that this judgment is set aside, because the consequences will be unpleasant for each and every Nigerian. And I hope our brothers and sisters in the press will help fight the cause of our country. We'll be doing that not just for this administration, but for our children and our children's children.
We have gone through our records. We don't have any information in our records to show that this company brought in 1 cent into this country. Time has come when Nigerians must rise against incidents of people alleging to be doing contract in Nigeria without investing a penny, all with an intention to defraud our country. The money that they want to take is the money that is our own common wealth that belongs to all of us. But it is very sad that you will find some Nigerian collaborators with some foreign interest under bogus intentions trying to defraud this country. If they have proof of their investment, we are calling on them to please come forward and provide us proof of how they invested money in this project.
For now, the federal government has initiated criminal investigation into the matter to ascertain the sincerity behind the initiation of the contract in the first place, as the Federal Minister of Petroleum Resources is not in the right position to go into such contractual agreements. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
And still on issues of national concern, the federal government's plans to review the revenue allocation sharing formula has been described as timely by discussants on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Chairman, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Elias Mbam, who was also on the program, says the planned review will take into consideration all submissions by stakeholders. Ekemini Williams has details.
Current revenue sharing formula allocates 52.68% to the federal government, 26.72% to states, and 20.60% to local governments. Agitation has been mounting over the years for a review of this formula for diverse reasons, and discussants on Good Morning Nigeria agree with this, but insist that it must be through due process.
The proposal is supposed to be sent to the executive, and the executive will send to the legislative arm for proper legislative work. But that has not been done. You will not understand the problems of our people if you don't allow those who are directly involved to do the distribution of our resources.
The discussants suggested that the review should be geared towards stimulating the development of the economy, especially as government is committed to pulling people out of poverty.
Some of the things that are in the exclusive legislative list are too bogus. We could devolve a lot of other things to the lower levels, which are very closer to the people. But if you are reviewing, you must review also certain operational realities that will ensure transparency, accountability, and that these resources are actually utilized for the purpose of economic development and ensuring a better standard of living for our people.
They also advised against politicizing the process and stressed the need for autonomy of the different tiers of government to be respected.
The local government across the country should be able to have the largest share and let them give the local government the complete autonomy to control their resources.
It is not those that have the highest allocation. Ability of the user is another thing. So there is no way the revenue allocation formula will change the character of a leader. Work on your character to be able to deliver.
Discussants also called for strengthening of the Financial Intelligence Unit to ensure probity and accountability. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
Away from revenue allocation, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has urged broadcast outfits to use the platforms to promote love and unity, apart from informing and entertaining the populace. The minister, who was represented by the Director of Public Communication and National Orientation, Priscilla Ihoma, at the 5th annual lecture of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission in Abuja, commended the Commission for this year's theme, Contemporary Challenges of the Nigerian State, Need for Constructive Broadcasting, considering the state of the country.
And broadcasters, we are expected to encourage the populace to partner with the government in finding solutions to the myriad of challenges facing our dear country, Nigeria, from corruption, infrastructural deficit, to criminality. Accordingly, the broadcast industry owes it a duty to Nigerians to use its platform to encourage productivity, patriotism, national unity, and cohesion.
The event is aimed at encouraging broadcasters to be more responsible and responsive to trends and development. To other matters, the United States of America has revised visa reciprocity for Nigerians, as Nigerian citizens will be required to pay a visa issuance fee or reciprocity fee for all approved applications for non-immigrant visas in B, F, H-1B, I, L and R visa classifications with effect from 29th of August. In a statement released by the Embassy of the United States of America Press Office, the reciprocity fee will be charged in addition to the non-immigrant visa application fee, also known as the MRV fee, which all applicants pay at the time of application. Nigerian citizens whose applications for a non-immigrant visa are denied will not be charged the new reciprocity fee. Both reciprocity and MRV fees are non-refundable and their amounts vary based on visa classification. The reciprocity fee will be required for all Nigerian citizens worldwide, regardless of where they are applying for the non-immigrant visa to the United States. The reciprocity fee is required for each visa that is issued, which means both adults and minors whose visa applications are approved will be charged the reciprocity fee. The fee can only be paid at the U.S. Embassy or to the U.S. Consulate General. The reciprocity fee cannot be paid at banks or any other location. For details of the implementation of reciprocity fees for Nigerian visas, please visit ng.usembassy.gov/visa/non-immigrant visas and www.ustraveldocs.com/ng. This is Nationwide on a network service of the NTA. Time now to link up with Dotun Oguyemi in the mega city, Lagos, for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Dotun.
Hello, Elizabeth, and Benny, thanks for joining us in Lagos. Former Governor of Abia State and Senator representing Abia North, Orji Uzor Kalu, has appeared before Justice Mohammed Idris of the Federal High Court, Lagos, to continue his trial on fraud allegations. Senator Kalu was in court on a 39-count charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Abolore Ogbara has the report of court proceedings.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is prosecuting Senator Uzor Kalu, his former Commissioner for Finance, Jones Udeogu, and his company, Slok Nigeria Limited, on an alleged 7.6 billion naira fraud. In his defense, the defense counsel, Awa Kalu, walked Senator Kalu through evidences given by witnesses before the court. Senator Kalu confirmed to the court that the evidences had nothing to do with him while facing a trial. Uzor Kalu told the court that he never authorized any unlawful transaction when he was governor of Abia State from May 29, 1999 to May 29, 2007. Senator Kalu also told the court that Slok Nigeria Limited has over 14 billion naira balance sheet. He said that he is not solely the owner of Slok Nigeria Limited and that he resigned from the company in 1998. EFCC counsel Adebisi Adeniyi told the court that Senator Uzor Kalu's statements are beyond the evidences. Senator Kalu denied having any input in all the evidences presented to him at the court. The case has been adjourned to the 28th of August for further hearing. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NT News.
The 3-month window period issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria to banks for customers across the country to replace their mutilated naira notes with new ones is gradually approaching expiration date. Nenrot Nina Musa, who went to town to feel the pulse of the people, reports that they are asking for an extension of the period.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, had opened a 3-month window from June 3rd to September 2nd for customers across the country to replace their mutilated naira notes with new ones across all banks. Reacting to the directive, Lagos residents applaud the initiative but are of the view that the public has not gotten enough sensitization. Hence, they plead for an extension.
To help our currency to be very okay, like all these bad notes that people are complaining outside. So if they don't give it out again, it will reduce.
Some economic analysts said the initiative will help improve the image of the naira notes.
There have been mutilated notes around, and that does not speak well for the image of the country because it is important that we carry fit notes, even health-wise. So they launched the clean note policy. The only condition that I will propose for any extension, not beyond September, will be that that campaign to the rural area was not done in the first place. But if it's done, they made a judgment call.
They could collect the old notes, not really in exchange of new notes, but to credit one's value and encourage a situation where we carry less cash.
They believe that if the exercise is duly carried out and sustained, it will further strengthen the economy. In Lagos, Narot Nina Musa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army is strengthening its relationship with the civil community towards achieving its core mandate of combating security challenges in the country. At a town hall meeting in Lagos, it was agreed that understanding the Army's mode of operations is key to fostering symbiotic relationship. Michael Olaleye reports.
The intervention of the military in internal security is not accidental, but a deliberate attempt to strengthen peaceful coexistence and neutralize any act capable of undermining the growth and peaceful coexistence of the country. In its quest of fulfilling this mandate, there have been alleged violation of fundamental human rights and disregard for the rule of law. This town hall meeting is seeking to correct the misconception by setting the record straight that the civil community holds the key to the military achieving its constitutional mandate.
We want a situation where it could be reported that Private so-so person or Captain so-so person has done this or that, and the military, being a disciplined force, has taken so-so action against that person.
With the establishment of the Directorate of Civil Military Affairs and Human Rights Desk, the Nigerian Army no doubt is aligning with new trend in fighting terrorism without impeding on the rights of the populace.
There should be balance in the proportion of force for the military when we are out there, prioritize protection of innocent and vulnerable, follow clear objectives and
continue.
Is set to
Next Level Agenda.
They had been assisted.
The second anniversary of the existence of the Edo State Task Force Against Human Trafficking is a platform to acknowledge the support of international agencies. In Benin, Udakobong Achibong, NTA News.
3 police officers of Edo State Police Command who allegedly lost their guns to criminals in Benin City have been dismissed from the force and are now facing criminal charges. The State Police Public Relations Officer Chidu Wambuzo confirmed the development at the command's headquarters in Benin City. Again, Udakobong Achibong reports.
When the news of the lost guns of the police officers attached to Abaizigan came to the notice of the State Police Command, the officers claimed they were under attack. However, investigation revealed that the 3 officers, one a sergeant, the other a corporal, and a constable, were not in possession of their guns when the incident occurred.
By the time Corporal Akime Michael and Police Constable Jimo Halilu came back, they discovered that both guns belonging to them were taken, but that of Sergeant Emmanuel Uzo, who appeared to be their sectional head, his gun was kept there untouched. So the police began to suspect foul play.
The Edo State Police Command wants the public to know that the affected officers are no more in the police force as they have been charged to court. Meanwhile, the State Police Public Relations Officer Chidi Nwabuzo has reacted to the news of the alleged kidnap of the Chief Medical Director of Specialist Hospital area in Benin this Monday.
We are yet to ascertain the position of the occupant of the vehicle. So once we are done with that, the command will make it available to the news.
The incident is said to have occurred.
Easy Mina Bida Road, which has caught the attention of most residents of Mina, the Niger State capital.
Government will talk to the problem they've been encountering from the SOCO office to NCTO office, which I told them that government is ready to give them all the necessary
supports.
More than 500 million naira is targeted for July and August payment. In Kano, Johanna Sahasambaro, NTA News.
Now, let's now go to Ibadan, where Kemi is standing by for more reports. It's nice to see you, Kemi.
To Elizabeth, and welcome.